Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Rambling Through Everyday Life with Fran and Angela. My name is Fran. I'm one of the co-hosts for this Rambling podcast. Listen, this week we're talking about fall. But here's the deal, you guys. Where we are in West Tennessee, we are going to have high temperatures in the upper 90s. You heard me right, upper 90s. I don't know how you feel about this, but I want to lose my ever-loving mind. I am ready. I am so ready. We are all so ready for fall. So maybe as we talk about all things fall and fun, we're going to feel it down in our bones, and we're not going to understand and recognize and see that literally we're still all sweating to death. Okay, we love you. Thanks for listening. Enjoy the show. Have a great day. Okay, hey everybody. Angela, here we go, sister. We are in the thick of fall. We're going to pretend like it's cool and crisp and lovely outside, but September's that weird month, you know, when it comes to fall, you're like, oh, I really want it to be cold all the time, and it can still be 126 degrees, but...
Do you know the official first day of fall?
Heck to the no.
Thursday, September 22nd.
Well,
so 2 days from now.
Okay, let's just go ahead and celebrate fall, people, because it is all but here.
It is
I don't
here.
care what the temperature says.
Here. Do you know what else is this week, Fran?
I don't know.
The 21st. Wait, do you remember? The 21st. Is it night or day?
Do you
21st.
remember?
The 21st
night
in September.
Yeah.
I knew I'd get that wrong.
Here we are, people. We're going to partay.
That was not that hard, and I botched it up. But we have, at one of our wedding venues, we have a precious bride who has had the 21st night in September booked, I think, for 2 years because she loves that song.
Oh, I love it.
And wanted that to be her anniversary. How fun is that?
Yeah, I love it. That's great. Go her.
It's just so fun.
Mm-hmm.
We love a celebration.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what are we talking about in this week's episode? All things fall? What are we doing?
We've got a lot to talk about, Fran.
Okay. Classic rambling right here, people.
Classic rambling.
Take it or leave it.
First of all, I'm going to say this first to get it out there and over with, because this is not a beauty podcast, okay?
Okay.
On the heels of the bold and the beautiful. But I need easy and simple in my life.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Uh-huh.
Hang on a minute. You saying that in whatever episodes ago that I asked if you were in a crisis.
Yes.
Because of all the things between the hair extensions
Yes.
and the eyebrows and all the things. And so now you're sitting here saying you need easy and simple.
Well, I don't do those things to myself. I have those things, so I only have to wash my hair now once a week.
Okay.
My life is actually getting simpler.
Okay.
But makeup, trying to match like foundation to your skin gives me hives. I've just...
Ain't nobody got time for it.
No. Have you heard of Proverbs?
No, when I saw that on the notes, I was like,
Y'all.
I think that's a typo.
Okay. Have you ever seen somebody put something on their face and then like get so immersed in this video and think, well, that can't be real? I sat there and watched like 12 women put this magical thing on their face, and it matched perfectly. It goes on white and thick,
Angela,
like sunscreen.
Is this a late night Instagram ad?
I don't know, but it works.
Commercial?
No, I don't know, but I put it on and it works.
Okay. Listen.
How do I look, Fran?
If you're watching on YouTube, give us a 5 stars out of 5 stars.
It like gets the red out and makes you all like even. So if you need easy, it goes on like the thick white sunscreen, honestly, and then it magically turns to your face color.
Okay.
You're going to have to try it. No, it's a CC cream.
Oh, I missed that part. Okay.
Yeah, well, I said makeup. I'm not good at all these things, but yes. So if you just need some magic in your life, Proverbs. Anyway.
Proverbs.
When I find things that make my life easier, better, and whatever, like y'all just have to know about it.
Well, and if anybody out there knows anything about Proverbs, let us know.
Let us know. And if y'all know what else we need in our lives that we don't know about,
that's right.
Tell us, because
tell us all the
fix
things.
our lives. Okay, Fran, it is finally fall as of this week. Officially fall season. In Fran world, what makes it feel like fall?
Well, for me, a couple of things. Now, granted, this has been not like this has been a few weeks in, but for me and my family, we love college football. So game day on Saturday mornings for us is like everything. So that's the first thing that the TV is turned on to. Now, we're already weeks into game day, but I'm thankful for game day. I love any kind of fall candle that's burning. I don't really have a preference. I can't keep up with one name after another name.
I need to know this, though, about the candle. One of the biggest fights in my marriage is when I had a candle burning that smelled like the best dessert I'd ever created.
Yeah.
And my husband walked in to an empty kitchen. So when you say candle, is it like the food desserty smelling candles, or is it like
I don't know.
cinnamon? Like what
Cinnamon
smells like
is
fall?
Christmas to me.
Okay.
I don't know what fall is.
Pumpkin spice.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a pumpkin spice latte girl from Starbucks. Nope.
Interesting.
Nope.
Why not?
I don't know. I don't like it.
That's
I
a
don't like
reason.
it. But I'm telling you, Hobby Lobby has the best candles. Not kidding. Hobby Lobby has the best candles. And so, anyway, I will go buy, I'll get me a fall and a Christmas candle from Hobby Lobby.
I love that. Well, you said that cinnamon is not fall, but to me, that cinnamon broom at Kroger, when I walk past it over by the bananas, I have to have one. So
You think that's fall?
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's just a change of seasons.
Probably. It's
Yeah.
like I don't want to sweat anymore. I'd rather smell like
Listen,
cinnamon.
I'm tired. I'm tired of sweating, tired of the heat, tired of my air conditioning running at full blast.
Oh, yes. And you know what else signals fall to me?
What?
Is when I change from neon color to,
to the
brown
browns.
fingernails.
What color is that?
I have no idea. It's like
kind of a purpley brown.
It is. It
Who
looked
did-
more brown.
Can you find out the color? Because we got to put that
Yes,
in the show notes.
I will find the color. I sure will.
Yeah.
It was not Chesney. She was not there that day.
know.
Something else that felt like fall is I was at Target and they had the cutest pillows that
Oh.
were brown and gold, and they kind of looked like a sweater. They were real. Anything with like a chunky cable knit
Yeah.
just looks like cozy fall to me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we went. This was actually several weeks ago before Kaylee went to college. We went to Target for the purpose of school supplies and things for the dorm, and I filled up an entire cart with pillows. So we had to rethink
you
something
or
for
for
my
her?
couch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now they don't say. Do they say happy fall?
No,
y'all?
they don't have words. They just have they just have
Texture.
pretty colors,
Their
and
texture.
they have a coat. And I got a chunky cozy, like a knit throw that was a gold color.
Yeah.
I thought, you know what, we're getting rid of some of the blue and bringing in the
Right.
gold and the brown
Yeah.
and the
All those colors you were trying to get rid of.
yes, right. Women, we just can't be satisfied. Well, if you don't drink the pumpkin spice latte, do you have a fall drink?
No, it's just going to stay my normal.
What is your normal?
Oh.
What's your Starbucks order?
It is it's a cold brew. It's y'all, I'm drawing a blank. Angela, don't ask me these
You are
questions.
the Starbucks queen.
I just look at it and I'm vanilla. What is it, y'all? Tell me what my drink is.
Somebody tell Fran what her drink is.
I don't know.
That'll be our quiz this week. What is Fran's drink?
When it does get like cold, I'm still in an iced coffee. But when it gets cold,
That's when you switch. That's how you know.
Yeah.
It's not what you're drinking. It's the fact that
That's
it's not
right.
iced
That's
any
right.
longer.
That's right.
I love that. Putting the Harvest Spice doTERRA oil in the diffuser.
Yeah.
That's a pretty significant.
I just remember it hadn't been that long ago when I finally thought oils were not weird.
Yeah. I told my sister because she was the doTERRA queen for
Does she
the
still
longest
sell
time.
it?
She does,
Okay.
and is pretty high ranked with it. But I was like, you go from witch doctor to Dr. Quinn, medicine woman, just like that. When we all didn't get the flu because we were slathered
That's
in
right.
OnGuard, and
Listen,
it works.
I will just bathe in that OnGuard because there are certain seasons when I cannot be sick, and I just diffuse it, wear it, sleep in it, drink it, eat
Yeah.
it, whatever I can do.
Put it on the bottom of your feet. Supposedly, all these things work. Here we are, living proof. What else feels like fall? Anything else come to mind?
No, college football.
That's a good one.
pumpkins, just a little bit of teeny tiny fall decor. I don't go overboard. Listen, I saw a TikTok video of a woman. I wish I could find it. I'd never be able to find it. But imagine your front porch. And so she has a big, what do you call that? If you're watching on YouTube, you can see my hands.
Like your entry?
Yeah, like her entry, and she had a front porch.
Okay.
And so she took some kind of like wiring and net that went all the way up and across and down her entryway, not around her front door. I'm talking about like the frame of the entry onto her porch. Does that make sense?
This is already too much work.
Okay.
Okay.
So she had that like mesh kind of stuff. And she bought so many strands of leaves to where I'm going to say it was a foot on each side and a foot, from the top all the way around, just leaves. And I was like, no, ma'am. No, that's excessive.
I do like mums, the big mums and the pumpkins.
And around here, you get it too early. You get it. People want to start throwing out their mums September 1st, and it's going to be dead September 10th because it's still so dang hot. But mums around here are tricky. You've got to get them, and they really don't last that long because it's so hot.
Especially if you forget to water them. Yeah. Story of my life.
So anyway, I think you can. I'm not saying that. I just think everybody's different. But you just, you love and do what you love and do. But I'm telling you, I'm gonna keep it simple.
We're all about simplicity around here.
Keep it simple, sister. Kiss.
Well, another thing I love about fall and all these pillows and all these blankets is I feel like we come in from the outdoors and veg out on the couch. Like, we just don't do that much.
Right. Are you ready for a time change? Like for it to be dark at 5:30?
No.
Yeah.
I'm never ready for that. But I don't even know, like, are you watching anything right now on any kind of TV series, Netflix, anything,
Virgin
anywhere?
River, whatever season, the new season.
I'm so far behind, I forget about that show. Is it good?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
I need to pick that back up.
I'm a big fan.
I did watch, have you heard The First Lady on Showtime? Have you heard about that?
We don't have Showtime. That sounds scandalous still. Like HBO.
I paid for this app just because I wanted to watch this so bad, but it is.
Isn't Showtime still scandalous?
I hope not, because I'm talking about it on our podcast.
But,
I don't know.
Back in the day, like all the
after dark,
stuff.
bad things. Well, The First Lady has been not bad.
Okay.
Elizabeth Ford, Michelle Pfeiffer has transformed into the most convincing Elizabeth Ford. And Eleanor Roosevelt is it Gillian Anderson that was on the X-Files?
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
You know who I'm talking about, redhead? And then Michelle Obama. They have these little snippets of stories, and it's the backstories of these first ladies.
Oh,
and it's so fascinating, and it's a series.
I would like that.
And they weave in real historical clips and footage and things, but it's so good.
What's it called?
The First Lady.
I can remember that.
Yeah.
The First Lady.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm ready to have things to watch.
Yeah. So. I'm of no help. I can't, I can only watch one thing at a time. Otherwise, it's kind of like books. I can only read one book at a time. I can only watch one series at a time. I'm not a super big TV watcher, period. College football, yes, but that's the weekend. But during the week, I'm like you. We're just going 1,000 miles an hour. And when I'm not going,
you crash.
I'm crashing or I'm preparing for something.
Yeah. No, I get that. Well, we've kind of gone back to school ourselves with our university. How was that? How's that going?
Fellowship U. I love it because we're in the New Testament.
Yes.
Nothing against the Old Testament.
Jesus is here.
But I'm pretty sure that any longer in the Old Testament, I'd have been like, I don't know if I could do this, y'all. It just gets hard. It just, does. I'm not ever going to sit here and say I don't appreciate the old and the new and the beauty of, that how they are together and all of that. I love it, but I need my new. And so praise Jesus in Fellowship U. If y'all don't have any idea what we're talking about, this is just it's seminary level. Like right now, where he said when we started doing this, he said, this is a master's level class that you're in right now. And so we have a video or audio to listen to, and we've got lots of homework to complete. And anyway, last year was Old Testament. This year we're in the New Testament. And
it all started when we heard about it and thought, if we are going to teach the Bible, let's make sure we know it.
Well, and I use the word teach very loosely there. But if we are going to
share
Jesus, encourage people in some kind of, this I don't feel like is super organized. But, the times that we go speak or lead something that is great preparation, we want to handle that well. Of course we do. So anyway, I am so thankful for it. If your church does not have anything like that, I highly suggest that it's almost like Bible study on steroids.
It is. And it's available through a website, like to anybody.
Yeah, biblicaltraining.org.
Yes. Fabulous.
Fabulous.
We've had a lot of volleyball games. It's been quite the season already. I'm so proud of this team. But beyond what they're doing on the court, one of them made a comment that I just love so much. And it's just so metaphorical for us, too. But she said, you know, this is the first team I've ever played with, and she's played 5 years, where everybody does their jobs, and we all just trust each other.
Yeah.
She said, I don't have to worry about who I'm hitting the ball to, if that's a weak link. There's no weak link. And everybody is bringing their A game, and it's making everybody around them better, and they're all putting in the work, and it's just so sweet. And I just thought, you know, that what a great example of so many things. But, you know, within the body of Christ, when we're all digging in, and I have had a slump of a season in my own personal Bible study. I'm getting back into that. Fellowship University's helping me. But when we're all bringing our A game, and then when the people around us need that from us, and then it encourages them to bring their A game, and then we just take off.
Well, and I think just like so many things, so much of this, like when you're talking about trust within the body of Christ, like logically, we love that. Logically, we understand that there are different components, different types of people, different giftings. The body is the body. Everybody has something to contribute to the body, and we know that logically. It's just that when we're not in a healthy relationship with the Lord and we're not growing in a healthy way, then that trust is not going to exist, because you're second guessing people's function, their role. You don't like what they're doing. You know, you just become super critical, and you're just hyper aware instead of cheering people on and encouraging them, and you know, calling out those gifts and those good things that you see in people. And so I think trust is truly rooted in whatever context you're talking about, the people that you work with, your family, that team, whatever body you're talking about, it has to be grounded in understanding of who you are, your role within that team, because then you're not threatened, then you're not weirded out by people. You know, the eye is not meant to be the hand cannot be the foot. You know, you just go in your gifting, because when it comes right down to it, when you're in any kind of body that's moving the mission forward, we don't have time to be not trustworthy. We don't have time to be competitive. We don't have time to, you know, like, no, if we're going to move the mission, if we're going to accomplish what we need to accomplish, you're going to have to trust each other. You're not meant to do it alone. You've got the people around you to help you and support you. Cheer each other on. You be the hand, you be the eye, you be the foot. Go do the darn thing. That's the only reason why they're successful.
That's so good. Well, and it's so true. What you just said something a minute ago about, and now I can't even remember what you said. I was going to quote you back to you, but it was all just good. Moving right along. Anyway, well, no, but we were talking earlier about,
there ain't nothing worse than not trusting your people.
No, or thinking, well, I'm not worth whatever because I don't do it the way Fran does it.
Right.
All that getting in your head and competing,
right.
And it's just so distracting, because God did not make us to be the same person.
Right. Well, and within the context of volleyball, they know exactly what their role is.
They do.
Now, I'm not on a volleyball team, neither are you.
No, ma'am.
But you put yourself in the context of just regular Joe community. If you aren't sure what your role is or what your giftings are, and can speak into that and know what you bring to the table, then it is going to be messy at the beginning. It's going to be weird, and you've got to make sure that you know who you are. Why, you've got to be confident in how the Lord made you and what you can bring to the team.
And when we have that level of trust, it's so much bigger than ourselves, because when people, they just have this bond and this sisterhood, and I'll just keep pointing to that as the example. But when one of them struggles, they all feel it, and they all hurt for the one that's struggling.
Yeah, that's scriptural.
And it is scriptural. It is straight out of Scripture. And even, we're not going to get into specifics, but there have been people in leadership nationwide that have fallen spiritually that are being talked about on social media. And the thing that caught my attention is the conversation. The person that was being spoken of had not necessarily done some super bad thing. This even sounds weird because it's not like there's levels of sin, but they were like on a 3 out of a scale of 10.
Oh, they stole a piece of gum versus murder.
So they were intercepted by the healthy community around them before it got worse.
Right.
And it just, and we're not going to pick apart a specific situation, but it really did make me think about the importance of, if I am struggling and I do not have community around me, nobody's going to stop me when I'm at a level 3, and I will continue to escalate until I become a level 10 of whatever that is.
Right.
And not even saying levels of sin, but if I'm headed towards sin, but I'm not sinning yet, I need somebody to stop me.
Yeah.
And I'm not even going to open up to people if we're not in this, we throw around better together and say these words that we mean, but it can get kind of cliche if we're not careful.
It's hard because who wants to say, hey, Angela, I am dealing with, I have started to drink at night or, whatever it is. I think you and I talked before we hit record about just the level of pornography that's out there among boys and young men and adult men. That was the context of our conversation. But you've got to have that person in your life that you can say that you're willing to trust and open up to and say, hey, this is my struggle. And I can promise you, because, it's been a minute since you and I have said, this is my struggle.
Yeah.
And we've all got some hard stuff. Well, I've told you, I've got some struggle with some judgment and frustration and criticism, but it's just like, if we're not talking about it, then it's just gonna stay hidden.
We have to fight for it, for the community context, so that we can be held accountable. And it's never going to come easy and natural.
And then what do you do if somebody comes to you and says, this is my struggle?
That's what I want you to talk about. When somebody comes to you and reveals whatever it is.
Yeah. And I've had that. I've had students come to me and tell me a variety of things. Nothing surprises either one of us.
But you handle it so well, the way you explain next steps and reactions to that. Of course, all of us are sinners, but you can react in a way that makes people want to come to you and want to pursue that kind of community and accountability, or you can just push them away.
Well,
and you do this well.
You're very kind. It's gonna, not always, but it's gonna come down to trust and your relationship. Does that person feel safe with you? Do they feel like they're genuinely loved? They're not expected to perform at a certain level of perfectionism or achievement, because that will kill any kind of transparency. And so it just is going to start between two people. And then with time, if you're a good listener and you're paying attention and you genuinely care, then you're going to ask if they're not telling you. You're just going to naturally have those conversations, so that when the person finally does open up in however it surfaced, they eventually open up and say, listen, here's where I am. This is my struggle. Immediately you're just going to respond out of, I'm so sorry. I understand. Let's talk about this.
You are seen, you are cared for, you are valuable.
That's right, because even as broken as we all are, we're still valuable to the body. We're still valuable to the Lord, because He wants to change us. He wants to grow us. He wants to make us more like Him. And that's not going to occur if we're not willing to expose the broken pieces. Mm-hmm. It's all kind of fake and phony and pretend. And we don't want that. You don't want that for your kids. You don't want that for yourself. You don't want that for the people that you love the most. You just want them to have a safe place to say, here's the very broken parts of my life. will you help me tend to this? We're not here to fix it and even have all the right answers, but that's what healthy accountability, that's what healthy relationship looks like. And if you don't have that, begin to pray that the Lord gives you a person, or if you have the person, an opportunity to start having those conversations.
That's so good. When Kaylee was here, one of the conversations she and I had was just in the context of the fact that Cole's 14 years old, you know, and there's so much on their phones that they have access to. And you feel like you're chasing your tail just trying to police all these things. And even if they don't have cell phones, they have access to a lot of images.
Well, and let me just stop right there. I think that when you, and I don't know how you meant it, but even just this, I think parents, they want to just police and like get out, cut it out, get rid of it. We're not going to have it. But that's not what, I mean, you can only do so much of that.
Yes.
The reality is when A, B, C, D, E, F, G occurs,
right,
what are we going to do then?
Expect it to happen.
Oh, for sure.
And that's kind of what we said. Kaylee said, you know, when she was giving me advice. It's so fun when your kids can advise you on how to be a better parent. But she said, you know, make sure that you are creating an environment for conversation with him that's not, oh, I messed up, don't tell my dad. It's,
right,
I messed up, I need to call my dad.
Right.
And I've seen that meme, you know, about the Lord, and that's our relationship. But I thought, you know, that's just such a good thing that I've been mindful of making sure he knows, hey, I do not expect you to be perfect. Life is hard. All these traps are here. Of course, you're going to fall into one of them. Don't go out falling into them on purpose, you know. But it's just having that mindset of, well, of course this happened, but here's how you grow and become better in Christ, and here's why, for the freedom on the other side of it.
Why in the world would Jesus have died on the cross? Here's the thing. I think if you're a parent listening to this and you're listening to all this, and then you're going to hear me say this next statement, and you're either going to resonate with it and go, yep, that's me, or no, it's not me. But if you feel like you're parenting your children hoping that they are wrapped in bubble wrap, then that's not a healthy starting point. You've got to take the bubble wrap off and realize that the world is going to come after them, and you want it to come after them in all these hard ways when they're with you, so that when they're between 18 and 22 and they're maybe not in your home, they still have that history with you and that relationship with you to say, they'll call you in the middle of the night, or they'll call you, you know, at whatever, and say, Mom, I'm struggling with. But this bubble wrap, that's what we've done. That's what this generation of parenting has done. Is used to be helicopter. There's still a little bit of that, but it is a lot of insulation, protecting them from any kind of hardship, any kind of suffering. And it's like, come on, y'all. This is not real.
I feel myself doing that in some ways, and it's like, goodness gracious, like, why are we doing this?
Right. Well, because we're trying to protect them. Stop it right now.
Fear and control. All of my issues. Okay, we're going to totally change gears.
Okay.
I want you to tell the people about my new favorite person on social media that you taught me about.
Okay.
Her name is Retha NIcole.
I wish we can thank Sophie Hudson and Melanie Schenkel, Big and Boo Mama, for her, because...
And they just had their big 300th. We need to link that.
Oh, man.
Have you listened to it yet?
No.
Oh, it's so good.
So good. What is... I don't know.
The Big Boo Cast.
The Big Boo Cast. They've both been on our podcast separately. I think that, you know, I think Retha, we're not quite there yet, just for, I don't know, maybe next year. But she's just that coach, that person.
She is a life coach. Every time we say we need a life coach.
And I kind of cringe a little bit because I'm like, oh, my God, what does that even mean? But really, it's that person that's pushing you to another level and holding you accountable, instead of you and I just saying, we're gonna, and I'm gonna. And it's like, no, you're paying her money to help you do what you say you want to do. Everybody needs a Retha NIcole.
And I'm glad we're not paying her money and that we're just watching her on Instagram, because she'll give us all this great advice. I just don't implement it. I will nod and share it and like it and smile about it. But then she's like, it's Sunday night. Have you done your Sunday routine?
Yes.
What's the Sunday routine,
listen,
Fran?
I'm all about a Sunday routine.
Let's talk about it. What do we do?
Okay, so I have a paper calendar, because this is where I want to hold myself accountable, not so much to the calendar, the things that make up my calendar, because that's in my work calendar, okay, in my digital.
This is stewarding your time well.
This is stewarding your time well. So on Sunday nights, I'm going to look at the week ahead. I'm going to figure out when I'm going to work out. I'm going to figure out who's going to get that handwritten note.
I love that you do that.
Well, thank you, Dr. Dub. This is a couple of times we've mentioned this, and so people need a handwritten note.
Mm-hmm.
They need to be seen in that way, because that's kind of like going above and beyond. It's one thing to send somebody a text. It's another thing to take the time to write a handwritten note. So I do that. I just want to steward, and I want to be responsible with what the Lord has entrusted me to that week, and I don't want to take it day by day. So it's just, when do I need to go to the grocery? When do I need to, just whatever works for you, but that's when you need to do that on Sunday night. Now, am I the person? I know there's people out there that are like, I'm picking out my wardrobe for the week.
She does that. Retha does that. It is.
I'm not there yet.
I'm not ready to commit to what I'm going to feel like wearing on Thursday.
That's right.
But I like the idea that she will put the shirt with the pants, or throw the necklace over the hanger. I'm trying to pair things up in my closet a little bit better. So it's like, I can just grab this outfit.
Right. Yeah. But basically, just, somebody that knows where you need to be challenged and where you need to be pushed and grown, whether that's personal, professional, whatever. Anyway,
she's fun to follow.
She is fun. She's a fun one.
She's feisty.
Mm-hmm.
She is feisty and fiery.
Yep.
And the way there's studies all over the place that say the key to being your most joyful and most productive self.
That's right.
Is to schedule your time and make sure you include self-care. Whatever that's going to look like.
Oh, listen, I'm all about that. And the thing is, like, this is to help us, be accountable to what the Lord has entrusted us to, our work, our families, ourselves, our ministries, all the things. And so we all need some healthy accountability and organization. Focus. Remember that word, focus, that we talked about?
Don't be miss it.
Don't be miss it.
I saved a text message screenshot, Fran, that you sent me, because Fran is like my secondhand life coach. And Fran had told me some of these things in July when we were off social media. So it was like, you know what? We're going to really do some big things and get our life together, which we know to say get my day together, not get my life together.
Please stop saying that.
But I had stopped journaling. I used to journal every single day, and then I had my Bible recap book, and I had my Bible recap journal, and I would do all these things. And then I just got so overwhelmed, I made it too hard, and I just kind of walked away from all of it.
Yeah.
So I told Fran, she was telling me these simple things. I was like, yeah, that still gives me anxiety. Maybe next week. I'm still trying to figure out some structure. And you said to me, then just be patient. It won't come back quickly. And you were just so kind and gentle. And if anybody else listening is a striver and a performer and has to do it perfectly or get in their head and quit, Fran has good advice.
Listen, I told a cross-country runner that's working for me this year, when he was just first starting out in the semester and juggling a whole lot of things, learning a new job and new responsibilities. And I said, keep in mind, he's a cross-country runner.
Tell the people what time they show up on this campus.
Listen, they run at 5 in the 5 o'clock hour of the a.m.
Oof.
I mean, okay. So I told him, I said, his name's Micah. I said, Micah, I know this is going to be hard for you. It's going to irritate you on the inside. It's going to irritate your heart. It's going to irritate your mind. It's going to go against everything that you believe.
Here it comes.
But slow and steady does win the race.
I cannot hear that enough.
I know. Well, it's not irritating for me because I'm wired differently than you. I love that. I love a process and a method and a development.
My heart's beating faster, and I'm getting anxiety just thinking about not accomplishing all the things.
Right, because you want to hurry up, get it done, get it done, get it done.
Check it off the list.
Yeah, slow and steady.
Well, you even said in this text, Angela, you don't have an in-between gear.
No, you need a brown paper bag.
And I don't. I saw this quote too. It says, control is the illusion of safety.
What?
And if that is not the honest truth, control offers us an illusion of safety and security. It convinces us if we engage it somehow, we won't get hurt or left or let down or disappointed. If I successfully control you, the thing I'm afraid of won't happen. That's the lie that we believe. And y'all, it's the total opposite of faith.
Yeah. Yeah.
Total opposite.
Well, and I think that when you're overwhelmed by disciplines and you love, like it, I probably don't call it out enough because I'm like, well, this is what she loves, but I have to do the same thing over and over, like my prayer journal. I have to do the same discipline over and over and over. And so there's people that causes anxiety. Like you're kind of like a, I don't know.
What am I like,
What
Fred?
animal? It's like a squirrel. Like I'm going to go get that. I want that. I'm going to get that. I'm going to read that. I'm going to do that. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
What's the little dog that just jumps around and yips?
Chihuahua?
Maybe. A Chihuahua squirrel.
But a Chihuahua squirrel. Here's the thing, is that every single body, listen, this is time to wrap this up. Every single person, everybody, that's what I was trying to say, is that we do believe, and so many different people have taught this to us before, and I've heard it in so many different ways, different people, but start your day off with gratitude.
Yes.
We say that over and over and over. Because if you just start your day, whether you verbally say it out loud to the Lord or you're ready to start a discipline of writing things down, there is a connection between joy and gratitude. How in the world are we going to be a bright light and shine in this very dark world if we're not thankful? I mean, for crying out loud, I cannot tell you how many times in my prayer journal, number one, thankful for this coffee in my hand. Every single
woke up.
day.
The Lord woke me up.
Yes.
For what purpose?
Yes, for that coffee.
Well, and I have had the very, if you want to be humbled, I have had 2 conversations with 2 mamas who have buried children. And walked away from that encouraged by them recently. And then I thought, how do they listen to me whine and cry about something so silly in my mind in hindsight? And they have buried a child.
Yeah.
But the thing that both of them always, not always is strong, probably always, the thing that I always take away from my time with them is they always express gratitude.
Yeah.
And I have heard them say, they have sent me messages to encourage me saying, always start and end with gratitude.
Yeah.
And
yeah. I mean, it sounds like so many things, it just sounds so simple, but I'm telling you, nobody likes a grumbling, what do we call them, Eeyore, Debbie Downer. I'm sorry if your name is Debbie. But, there's no joy in that.
There's none.
The world is hard for everybody.
That's right.
For everybody. But just like our, fabulous verse that this podcast is founded on, Proverbs 16:24, there needs to be more kind words. There needs to be more gracious words, whether that's you offering them to the Lord and most definitely to the other people in your life, because goodness gracious, that's healing. If it's you and the Lord, that's healing for you to just thank you, Lord, for all these things. But to offer those kind, gracious words to another person, you have no idea what they have going on a lot of times. You have no idea what they've been doing for the day that has caused them such stress and anxiety. But we need to be doing so much more of that. And then that's what people go, golly, there's something different.
It's life-giving.
It is life-giving. That's the Holy Spirit at work in you. What are if you don't know the fruit of the Spirit, go back and memorize Galatians 5.
Sing the song. Get the VeggieTales song. But Beth Moore put this on Twitter. She said, I was thinking this morning what an inseparable link exists between gratitude and joy. Oftentimes we can literally thank our way back to joy. Our God's been good to us. Let us count the ways. Let us say to him out loud how faithful he has been and how faithful he will be.
Amen.
That's it.
Yeah. Amen. All the people said.
Right.
All the people said. Okay. Well, this was fun, Angela. If you've been watching on YouTube, it sure is fun. We can't see you, but that would be super fun.
Wouldn't that? Zoom. We hated Zoom, but we like it with y'all.
Oh, no. Wouldn't that be fun to record a Zoom with everybody?
Something live.
Okay, y'all, thanks for listening. This was fun, Angela. Thanks for another great outline.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Angela Steiner for always putting together our content week after week. I hope you like it. Don't tell us if you don't.
That's right. I can't handle it. I'll cry.
All right, everybody. Thanks again. Have a super day. We'll see you next week on Rambling Through Everyday Life with Fran and Angela. Bye-bye.
Thanks so much for listening to this week's episode. Don't forget to scroll down and check out the show notes for the week. Have you subscribed to the podcast? Make sure you do so you don't miss an episode. We release every Tuesday. We would love for you to join our Facebook group, follow us on Instagram, Pinterest, and also our YouTube channel. All of those links are available in the show notes. Have a great week, everybody, and remember Proverbs 16:24, gracious words are a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones. We love you so much. Thank you for letting us serve you each week.